Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm so excited because I'll be eating what I just baked. They are red bean glutinous rice cakes. So they're kind of just like sticky rice cake with red bean inside, and it's just like a recipe that I saw online that I scrolled through for like regular glutinous rice cakes, and you could pretty much put in any filling you want. So I just like to usually play around with recipes and, you know, kind of tweak it a bit here and there, and did my own thing, and it turned out really good. At least it looks really good. So this one I kind of just poured it into like a banana bread loaf pan. And the reason why I separate it like this is because I like it when the baked rice cakes are like really crispy on the outside and then sticky on the inside. And I like the crisp more than the stickiness, I think. So if you make it very thin, or like instead of filling up this whole loaf, then you would have like a lot of stickiness but not too much crispiness, because it'll only be like on the top and bottom. So I found that if you kind of just like spread it and make sure the layers are thinner, you get to enjoy the crispiness more. Unless you like chewy, then, you know, fill it up. But yeah, they look really good. Let's just dig in. So you could probably find rice cake, like baked rice cake recipes anywhere. They'll probably all be the same. You know, it'll include glutinous rice flour, which just uses like glutinous rice. So it's just like a rice that when you cook it, it becomes very sticky. So that's why you get this chewy texture. So I'll show you guys. This is what it looks like, because I put red bean in there, and red bean is extremely hard to cook. So if you want to use red bean as a filling, I highly recommend that you soak the red beans in water, just regular water, tap water, for about 12 to 24 hours. I did mine for only 12 hours. And then just kind of cook it in boiling water. I did mine in boiling water and butter for some reason. I just do really random things, but it works out in the end, for about an hour or so. And then I added a lot of sugar in it, waited until it was kind of like, until all the water was all soaked up, and the red beans looked soft. I mean, it might take you longer. I put it on super high heat, but yeah. Once your red beans are like soft and, you know, at the texture that you want, just a little bit mushy maybe, then you can leave it aside and use it for your filling later. And you can also use other fillings if you like. I don't know, you could put black sesame, or, you know, really anything that you like as a filling. I just like red bean. Okay, so just to show you, for those of you who've never had glutinous rice, sticky rice, and you don't know what it is, this is the texture. See that? It is amazingly sticky. Okay, so I put a lot of red bean. That's why you see it everywhere. You don't have to put that much, and if you just like, you know, plain sticky rice cakes, and you can just leave the filling out. It's totally fine. So what are in these is just, from what I remember, like 3.5 cups of flour. That I follow the recipe by actually getting out my measurement cups. And honestly, the rest I just kind of eyeball it. Like you can put an egg for more richness, like I did, and about 2 cups of milk. That I use the measuring cup. But for like the vanilla extract, oh, sorry, there's brown sugar in here as well. I think about 1 cup, so I use the measuring cup. But for things like, you know, vanilla extract, where it tells you to put like a teaspoon or half a teaspoon, that honestly I just pour. I've never had an issue with it. And to grease these pans, I just used olive oil, and I use my fingers. I don't own one of those brushes. I think you're supposed to properly brush the oil onto these muffin pans and loaves before you put your filling. But it works for me every time. I like to have it more oily, so then, you know, just in case you leave it in for longer, or you want it for extra crispy, it won't burn. So yeah. So yum. And I know I'm like tooting my own horn because I made this, but it honestly looks so good and I wish you guys could smell it. And I don't know, I like eating things from other people because, you know, if you don't have to make it or you buy in the store, it does taste better. But for some reason, whenever I make my own food, I'm just really happy and satisfied, especially really anything with baking soda and baking powder in it, because I just like to see it rise. Or maybe just the process of the food rising makes me happy. I like to see them as my little babies, just grown up, and then I eat them. So good. They're not overly sweet, even though there's like a cup of sugar in here. But yeah, like honestly, it's super easy to make because there's only like sugar, milk, the glutinous rice flour. Egg is optional, but I put it in because I like the extra richness. But yeah, not very hard to make at all. Not complicated. You don't need an electric mixer. I just use my hands to stir. Ooh. I used a muffin tin to help make it into these little round shapes because I think they're cute. But this pan, this one will be fine too. I'm just gonna like prop it out after and slice it into square pieces. But this one definitely looks more crispy. Maybe because I put this one on the top of the oven rack and then I put the rectangular one on the bottom. So yes, they were baked for 30 minutes on 375. I think I left it in for like an extra 5 minutes once I turned the oven off. I usually like to do that, and I leave it aside for like 30 minutes before they were cool enough for me to take out. And if you like it hot, then I guess you could eat it right out of the oven. But I think these would be really good even with like vanilla ice cream and whatnot too. But yeah, they're so cute. Sticky desserts for me are the best. So good. I just can't be unhappy when I'm eating rice cakes of any kind. I'm sure you've had or seen sticky rice cake or those words somewhere. Sometimes they'll come in like a soup form, sometimes they'll be with like mixed with noodles or in a fried form. So that's also using the same type of, you know, glutinous rice, except they just didn't put sugar in it. So when you have like these desserts, usually they use the same stuff, just with a lot of sugar. So then it becomes like a sticky rice cake dessert. But yeah, you'll see these all over Asia. I believe glutinous rice comes from Southeast Asia, or majority of them do. But yeah, it's really, really good. And you can smell the vanilla essence because I put in vanilla extract. But super proud of myself right now. I'm very in love with these, so I highly recommend you try it. It's very easy, not hard to make at all, and you can put these away in the fridge, snack on them the next day. If you like that crispiness, you could just pop them back into the oven for like 2 or 3 minutes right before you eat them. But even if you don't, you can eat it cold as well. I had you know, these type of baked sticky rice cakes just right out of the fridge, and they'll just be cold and not really crispy on the outside anymore, but still super delicious. Yeah, but once again, I hope you give it a shot. If you've never had it, just go to the grocery store. I'm not sure if they have it at every grocery store, so you might have to go to like an Asian supermarket. But if you do, the bags are like the one that I used today, I think was only like 99 cents. You can get it'll say glutinous rice flour on it. You can get it for like 99 cents, so super cheap. Even though they're crispy on the outside, they're not dry at all. It's like moist on the inside. You see how my red bean, it's still solid because like I said, I only soaked it for 12 hours just in regular tap water, and the next day I took it out and cooked it with butter in a giant pot of boiling water for like an hour. But honestly, like, I've seen other people cook their red bean for like 2 or 3 hours if you want really like mushy, super extra soft, kind of like a red bean paste filling inside your rice cakes. So just cook it for longer and watch the pot. It really sucks when it burns and then you take forever, you know, washing a pot.